So I've got to really hand it to Koto for how they designed this Titan figure. Um, Engineering is great. Went together super easy. Um, Start to finish assembly took me about less than an hour, somewhere in the order of about 45 minutes. Um, Designed great. The joints are concealed like really really well. I mean, there's some obvious seams in places like elbows and knees and here and there, but it's a top notch. They did a top notch job. I'm really impressed. I really dig this thing a lot. So let's take a closer look. So like I said, this is a top-notch figure. He looks fantastic. He's very posable. I've got him in kind of a yelling rage pose. I borrowed the stand from my Figma Stands Eren figure just to demonstrate that that it's compatible with Figma Stands, but I think would also be compatible with SH Figuarts stands as well. But speaking of Figuarts, I'm going to go ahead and detach that. This seems to take a lot of design cues from Bandai's Figuarts line, particularly in the hips here. I don't have a lot of Figuarts, but I do have their complete set of first-year Mighty Morphin Power Rangers figures, and put these side by side with them, and the similarities are clear, especially in the hips. This has the Figuarts signature hip. So there's a rod inside the waist that is hinged, and then there's a segment up here that is concealed when the joint is closed up. So there's a good thigh swivel in there as well, which is all on a ball joint, but this is just a universal joint. But it gives you a very, very wide range. When at rest, it looks very closed up. It's not obvious that there's a joint there. The shoulders are kind of similar in that it's not obvious that there's a joint there. The arms ball joint into the shoulder sockets, but there's also a good universal joint with a good bicep swivel and a secondary bicep swivel down below, and pretty good elbow bend. It's not quite a full elbow, but it's a bit over 90 degrees. It's about 105, 110 degrees more or less. If you want to risk unpegging the arm a little bit, you can get a little bit more, but not significantly more. But there's lots of articulation in these arms. The hands are exactly what I thought they were going to be. They're ball jointed at the base with a hinge in the middle. The torso, there's a little bit of mold flashing on the torso. I think I tried to point that out in the unboxing, but like right here along the edge of my fingernail, you might be able to see just a little bit of flash, but just due to the nature of how the kit was assembled, that's pretty much impossible to avoid. And that would be super easy to clean up just with the edge of a hobby knife blade, just scraping around the edge. But he's got double ball jointed torso, so he's got a good ab crunch, lot of range, a lot of range to this. So mostly side to side and front to back, not a lot of twist in the upper joint, but a good amount of twist to the lower joint, and a lot of waggle in every direction. The neck, a little bit limited, goes back and forth a bit, doesn't go back quite as far as I'd like, and the head is on a ball joint. Just to swap out, the more relaxed head is actually a little bit more limited than the screaming head, which is kind of a drag, but what are you going to do? As I said before, with the Figuart style hips, you can get a very high kick, or basically a Van Damme level splits almost. Got a good double knee, lot of range in that knee. While the foot, which just popped off, has kind of a I want to call it a Reveltech style joint, in that it's a double-ended single universal joint, pegs into the foot and pegs into the ankle, so you can get a good ankle tilt, good swivel, good universal movement in every direction. So there's lots and lots of movement in that ankle, so posability is not an issue. In addition, it's got a hinged toe. Really, really good figure. I really like this thing a lot, and I really hope that they carry on with this line. I want to see the Colossal Titan, the Armored Titan, the Female Titan, that big dopey looking Santa Claus bearded Titan from early in the series. I'm all in on this series. These things are great. I really dig it quite a lot. And you've got your 4 sets of hands. I had the fists in place before. Now I've just got the karate chopping hands, and then there's your grasping hands and your more relaxed hands as well. The hands themselves are fantastic. I pointed out in the unboxing. You might be able to get a look at them. They've got nice creasing along all the knuckles. They've got fingernails. The toes as well have toenails molded into them. The musculature on this figure is fantastic, along the front and the back. Detail-wise, I can't get enough of this thing. I think it just looks fantastic. Koto really went above and beyond. If there's one extra hand I wish he came with, it's a peace sign, so then he could play rock, paper, scissors. And of course, naturally, since this figure has so much design-wise in common with Bandai's Figuarts line, I just had to try out putting him in a rider kick pose. So basically what I'm saying is I really like my Naked Man monster figure. He's pretty awesome. And for, I think I paid about $45 for him. It's a little bit pricey, but for an import figure, I could probably get cheaper from HobbyLink Japan, but I just came off of a long stretch of not buying anything from HobbyLink Japan. Just bought my first product from them for about 3 years, actually. So the next figure that comes out, whatever it may happen to be, I'll probably order through them. Because it'll end up being cheaper. Because I bought this through Big Bad. Like I said, I think it was $45 or something. Really, really good figure. I really dig it. The eye-moving gimmick, the posability, the detail to it, the articulation, the two pre-painted heads. I really hope they carry on this line. Like, I'm not super crazy about Attack on Titan, but this is a really cool model line. It's very different from what I'm used to. I'm not used to doing like realistic human proportioned characters. So coming from doing Gundam model and characters in armor, doing something this stripped down, literally and figuratively, is really quite interesting, and I highly recommend it. So if you happen to spot one, I recommend you pick it up. If you can find one for a decent price, yeah, I recommend you pick it up. I really dig this guy. So I'm going to be posting another video very quickly after this one. I'm going to do a full live build-up of a couple of things I just picked up that I had no idea even existed. But rather than tease those, I'll just let you watch them directly. So thank you everyone out there for watching, and happy modeling.